Hey everyone, how's it going? We have a bunch of ground to cover today. A lot of things to get back to and piece together, so we're going to cram it all into this intermission, because it'll be kind of all over the place. We're going to start in World 1 here in 1-1 at Pure White World Pendency, where right at the beginning of the level, this gate opens up. And this lets us come out into the execution grounds, where a bunch of Black Phantom Dreglings are going to spawn. They are pretty weak for this point in the game. And there are mounds of corpses with items that are, again, for this point in the game, fairly inconsequential. Some small souls and some very low-grade grass. And then behind the gallows, something more interesting. I'm sorry, behind this platform is the Blue-Eyed Knight helmet. That's the final piece of Blue-Eyed Knight gear in the game. I'm not entirely sure I love how it looks. And then as you go further up the hill, there are more Black Phantoms to deal with, and you can sweep them all up with one Wrath of God. And then the main attraction of this part of the level is...
You wretched traitor to the king. I, Meralda, shall show you no mercy.
Meralda? Yuria mentioned that she's the royal executioner who had her chained up. Which, by the way, remember Stockpile Thomas's story and where we found his daughter's hair ornament?
Traitor to the king.
Chained up in 1-1 next to a body with the raggedy set, which is what Yuria wears. Armor crafted with hessian and leather, then bound with leather straps, worn by Bulletarian executioners, of whom Meralda was perhaps most widely known due to the bewildering combination of her unhinged cruelty and sonorous voice. Meralda was responsible for chaining up and killing Stockpile Thomas's wife and daughter. So in a way, we are avenging them and Yuria. Further down, there's a poison resistance ring. And then I took this the slow way. There's also a couple of nifty little drops you can do to get the items that I was after in here. All the way at the bottom is a corpse with the brushwood set. Did she brand Valorfax a traitor to the king as well? Kill him and throw him down here? Who knows? But the last thing that I want here, we'll get from climbing the ladder back up to the top, coming out on this beam, and then just very carefully walking off the edge to drop on the rafters below. Then carefully relocate for a colorless demon soul. And now we're going to go back for Black Phantom Meralda in pure black. I love that. I love how they place her on the opposite side as she was in body form, just to mess with you. And as you can imagine, being a Black Phantom version of Meralda, she's a lot more dangerous. She's the exact same moveset, it's just You saw we got clipped by the real flesh and blood Meralda, and we got clipped by this one. Very different scenario. And she's a lot more healthy, a lot more durable. And this one simply drops her guillotine axe. An axe that's seen countless beheadings, short, heavy, and thick of handle. This axe can sever a cervical vertebrae in a single swing. In many lands, Boletaria in particular, it is seen as the tool of an executioner and detested as such. Boletarian citizens said abolish the death penalty. Good on them. Good on them. We like to see it. And then while I was in World 1, this doesn't have anything to do with tendency, although it should, I shot over to the Dragon Roost to clean up some things. Grab some things that we didn't get the first time we were here. This was recorded before the most recent episode, by the way. So the Blue Drake, that's why the Blue Drake is still up, but the red one is long dead. On Pure White, both of them are supposed to disappear anyway, so I am a little confused. And I did spend a moment trying to kill the Drake here. It wouldn't have worked for a number of reasons. Also, it was a dumb plan. So instead, I followed the ridge around for the last item out here. Or the last two items. 2 shards of archstone and 2 full moon grass. So next up, we're going back to some world tendency events. We have the primeval demon of World 1 at long last. There's now one last thing in the game to do with world tendency. It's brand new to the game. We'll return to that at the end. Next, I have some dialogue that I had to do an entire other playthrough to get, and then I still didn't do things in the right order to get it, so I had to do another one. But I finally did it. So here's the Crestfallen Blue Phantom calling out Frake and Urbane, and then summarily losing his entire grip on reality.
What? You again? The pious lot and the magicians in the Nexus despise one another. Did you notice? They never sit in sight of each other. The fools. What good comes of childish rivalries? We are all prisoners here. The fools. What? You. Have you seen my corporeal flesh? Has my body gone rotten? I'm sorry. Please leave me alone. Who are you? I don't remember anything. Who are you?
And then after that dialogue plays and you reload the Nexus, there's nothing left of him except that was a person that we knew, reduced down to the same type of currency, basically the same denomination of currency as dozens of others that we've come across that we haven't thought a wink about. And then an imminent content warning for suicide on this part, but there's an interaction with Astraea that I forgot completely to show.
You killed him, didn't you? Very well. I can no longer resist you. Do as you like. Take your precious demon soul.
You don't have to do a thing to her after Garl Vinland is dead. She is so driven to despair that she just takes her own life. On a much, much lighter note, we are now going to clear out all of the remaining miracle and sorcery trophies. Starting with getting the remaining couple of miracles from Saint Urbane. Which there are only so many of these in the game, so that makes the Saints trophy pretty quick and easy. Doing the sorcery trophy requires 3 playthroughs normally. Or, well, 2.5, because you need 3 instances of Astraea's soul.
Bring me more, demon.
I think you also need 3 of the old monks, but that's to craft the catalyst and then to get 2 spells with his soul. Alright, so let's look at some of these. Magic derived from the soul of Maiden Astraea become demon, fully recover a companion by touching them. Astraea is the most corrupted of all demon kind, but her essence parallels the most divine of beings. Symbolizes a mighty sword wielded by Penetrator. There's nothing interesting on this one. Soul Thirst? No, not really. Simply demonic behavior. An extremely primitive fire spell. Magic derived from the soul of the Redacted. In truth, a demon absorbs the souls of whomever it touches. The Redacted, who aids demon slayers with Redacted's command of soul power, was once one of the oldest and deadliest of the demons. This requires a soul that we will get in the ending. And then finally, last but not least, Firestorm. I had to use the built-in trophy clipping feature, which was thankfully on by default because the Elgato ate that file. Now, let's catch up with Mephistopheles.
What's wrong? Don't look at me with that ravenous countenance. There's more work to be done. I want you to kill that witch Yuria. Of course, I'll provide you with a fine reward. Excellent. I have high expectations.
And she does not go down instantly either. And remember what kind of spells she teaches you, in case you are thinking about letting her get an attack off.
So, you're all done. You're what they might call a miracle worker. One final task, and the secret of souls shall die with you.
So Yuria was our final assassination target, and for doing Mephistopheles' questline, she rewards us with the Foe's Ring, which is the counterpart to the ring that we got from the Monumental, the Allies Ring, which buffs you while you're in co-op as a Blue Phantom. This one buffs you when you're a Black Phantom, when you invade people. And we need that ring, like so many others, for the trophy. So, it is what it is. And then we're going to get the last few rings that we need for that trophy from trading with Sparkly. Before I trade for the rings, I'm going to first drop the gold mask that we got off of Mephistopheles, as well as the Talisman of God. And then when we come back, we get some colorless souls. So next, I'm going to trade a gold coin and get in return a ring of uneven scales. A new ring that raises item burden. After that, I'm going to trade the large sword of searching that we made with the old hero's soul for the providential ring, which raises item discovery, same as the large sword of searching does. And then finally, I'm going to part ways with this pure bladestone that I dutifully farmed for the last ring of the playthrough, the Ring of Longevity. Again, a new ring which raises your max HP, and there it is. A luxurious ring of simple design raises the chance of item discovery. Once the most prized possession of a merchant, he bet his life on the hope of greater riches. A legendary ring with the engraving of a flowing river. Increases max HP once given only to the bravest warriors. The ring would ensure their safe travels back home. Finally, a traveler's ring bearing an engraving of a tilted scale. Raises max item burden, lowers max equip burden. This ring attracts those seeking fortune who also wish to avoid conflict. Next, these are the world tendency events that I was talking about earlier. These are separate world tendency events unique to the remake. Not only are they pure white world tendency and pure black world tendency exclusive, they're also exclusive to the new fractured mode, which mirrors everything around. This lets you collect some ceramic coins from set locations. So starting with pure white, we got the one in 1-1, and then the next one in pure white is 1-3, where you get sniped by the arbalist. The next one is also in 1-3, just by where the primeval demon spawned in pure black. In 2-2, if you come out along the shore towards the end of the level, the shore of the lava stream, and roll over onto this island, you'll destroy a husk and get another ceramic coin. This one is in 3-1. It took me forever to find, especially with everything being mirrored. So use the prisoner horde as your landmark and then trace the wall backwards until you can get inside, destroy the chair, and get your coin. And then after that, the next one's quite easy to find because it's just in this corner in Blige's cell. And then finally, the one in 5-2 can also be kind of a pain, or rather the one in 5-2 in pure white. So as you go along this scaffolding and you make the drop, there's this. This gap, I believe, is brand new, and you have to slip through it to find your way down to the coin. Now, that's the last one of pure white, so we'll switch to pure black and go back to World 1. The very first one is in the Lord's Path, 1-2, right before Tower Knight's room. It's in this room with the mechanism that raises the gate. And then, in 1-3, this one requires you to jump a balcony on the way towards that pavilion with the primeval demon in it. This one is late in 2-1, where you get attacked by dogs on the ramp. And then there's also one in the Prison of Hope on pure black, right after you spill outside. The penultimate coin is in the room in 4-2 where we found Saint Urbane. And the last one is here in the Rotting Haven towards the end of the level. I would suggest spawning into the Dirty Colossus's boss room and then backtracking from there, just kind of following the wall. And that is 13 ceramic coins, all 13 available in a single playthrough. The thing is, to get what we want, we need to trade 26 coins to the crow, which means you're supposed to have to go through New Game Plus before you get this. I forgot to gather any of the ceramic coins on New Game, so for me, it would be New Game Plus Plus, the very end of that run. And I was about 5 bosses into that when I discovered the Demon Souls subreddit Discord and the Coin Runners. The Coin Runners are a group of people on the server who provide a very useful service. If you donate $5 to any charity of your choice and send one of them the receipts, they will give you a key. They will give you the key that Sparkly is supposed to reward you with for all of the coins. So I gave some money to the Trevor Project, and a lovely person from the Discord gave me the key. So I didn't have to gather those 13 all over again in another playthrough. Lovely little facet of the community. So now we have one more thing to do in the intermission, and it's to find the door for that key, which takes us back to the one that we found in 1-4, opposite the path to Uria. The one that we had to destroy the illusory wall to get to, and the one for which we finally have the key. So behind it, behind this brand new door, what do we find? A nice vista for one. Really like that water. But more importantly, and more practically, I should say, is a piece of armor that was not in the original. Well, it was, you just couldn't get it and wear it for yourself. It's the Penetrator's armor. The hunt for the coins when this came out was such a cool community experience. Everyone figuring out what the conditions were to get the coins to spawn in the first place, locating all of them. At first, people thought there were only 12, so you would actually need to do 3 playthroughs to get 26 coins. Reward for surpassing impossible odds. The intricate design of the cuirass was uniquely crafted for the Penetrator, one of the Boletarian heroes. Excellent for fending against piercing attacks. So thank you all for watching. Hope to see you for the finale. Take it easy. Have a good one, y'all.